then what can we imagine disparate impact as a way to get to voter protection?
I think we absolutely can, because focusing on intent, as you pointed out, really focuses on the wrong question. If I'm the victim of discrimination, it doesn't really matter to me why I've been discriminated against, only that I've been discriminated against. So North Carolina, their voter suppression law, it's going to disproportionately affect African Americans. If I'm one of those African American voters, it doesn't matter to me if the legislature did that because they don't like black people or because they think that black people are going to vote for a particular party. Either way, I've lost the most precious right that I have in our democracy. So focusing on intent, I think, focuses more on the culpability of the offender and evinces more of a concern for the offender's state of mind than what's actually happening.
Are we looking at the possibility of even that Mount Holly could actually take down the voting rights possibility of disparate impact as a formula?
Well, I certainly hope that that isn't what happens, right? If we had a court that was respectful of our civil rights precedents, I wouldn't be concerned about this at all. But Shelby County, I think, dashes those hopes to a certain extent. I think, if the Mount Holly case goes up, I think we should be optimistic about its results, because the Fair Housing Act has been interpreted to have a disparate impact standard for decades. It would be really a radical change to interpret.
But I laugh because I think, but radical change in the protection of civil rights is sort of what they're up to here.
That's unfortunately, I think, our worst fears as civil rights advocates, right? There's a possibility that case might settle. The parties requested additional time for briefing this summer to pursue those sort of settlement conversations. But I think the Mount Holly case really underscores why disparate impact is so important. In this case, right, you had an African American community. Their neighborhood was demolished. The new development, most of the members of that community can't afford to move into. And again, it doesn't really matter to them why you did it. They don't have homes anymore.
Right. And so is he heading to Tar Heel State next?
I mean, I'm not sure where the Department of Justice is going next, but someone's going to the Tar Heel State next, as you say. What really has me concerned, I mean, it's a horrible bill all around. But 2.5 million North Carolina voters in 2012 used the early voting period. That's more than half of the voters there, right? And now they want to do exactly what Florida did before the 2012 election, which is lop off 1 week of early voting. Well, we saw what happened in Florida when that happened. You have people casting their ballots after the president had already given his acceptance speech, right? 800,000 of those voters were African American, by the way. Huge disproportionate impact on African American voters.
And in North Carolina, that could be the difference in the next election.